Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today, it's going to be another Bisu versus Flash match here on Empire of the Sun. Second Bisu versus Flash in 2 weeks. Woo, you guys are spoiled. The bottom right, it's a purple Terran player. It is Flash. And in the bottom left, we have a blue Protoss named Bisu. Got Savior watching this game for whatever reason. That's his Lucifer morning. No, Light. Light? That's pretty sure that's a Light Smurf name. Anywho, and whoever UO5 is, not sure if I recognize you at all. But hey, this is Empire of the Sun. I cast a game on this recently. This is a very interesting map, right? So in the middle here, we just have a big open space with ramps. You can't build on here. I don't know what it exists for. I really don't expect to see any battling going on in here. We have expansions on the south and the north you can only access through flying into, with minerals to prevent command centers from just flying in, landing, and immediately starting to mine. Again, 12 o'clock has that as well. It's a 4-player map, so you have the 4 spawn locations. You're spawning inside of a walled base instead of on high ground, which is kind of a feature of older maps. And this is an older map. This was created, several years ago, so I don't know why there's kind of this sudden influx of replays coming in from different maps that are not current ladder maps, but hey, it's cool. I think everything's going to be just fine regardless. Alright, so that's enough Empire of the Sun. Let's get on to what's going in here. Gateway at the front here. Nothing too crazy out of Bisu. Barracks coming in back home from Flash. I'm not going to say we'll never see a proxy between these two players, because that's not true, but there's just enough respect here that I think we're going to see proxies probably less frequently between these two players than on average. I could be wrong about that. Somebody could go through the numbers and be like, Falcon, you're completely off base. But if you respect somebody, you're probably not going to go for a proxy. It's a high risk, high reward. And if they're really good, then they just defend it. And then you're in a bad way. So I don't know. Probe doing harassing stuff, but Flash isn't really not bothered all that much. Just has an SCV off the line to chase this probe around. Nothing too crazy to see. Does check the gas, which indicates probably a factory on the follow-up here. Would not be shocked if it's a factory indeed. So on the other end, I assume we're going to get a cybernetics core. Expanding here would probably be a bad idea from Bisu. But sending a zealot across as well. Yeah, timing on that. Oh, getting out of here. I was going to say, getting out of here just to make sure there's a marine that came out, and there was. So SCV comes in for the scout, says no expansion yet. Yep, cybercore coming up in the main base on this left side of the map. And there is your factory. So you're going to have to do some pretty fancy marine micro here to deal with the zealot, which is fine. Again, it's not anything Flash hasn't done 18 million times in his life, that's for sure. So here comes our buddy Bob the Zealot, and here comes an SCV to body block a little bit. Three Marines and 3 Marines and an SCV is enough to make this guy get out of here. So Bisu just gonna skedaddle on out his little Zealot legs. Just kidding, he's back, I guess. Why? Okay. Like, sure, you're going to force a ton of micro here, but you're not going to lose a Marine to this. Not do one slow Zealot, honestly. Oof. Yeah, I don't know what that was, other than, I guess, getting a couple hits off on these Marines so they're easier to kill later. But now there's a bunker, and, I mean, sure, you go for the run-by, but that's a lot of damage output when there's 4 Marines inside a bunker. Not skimping on those Marines for sure. And then definitely ye old Vultures coming out. I mean, if your opponent is tossing a ton of Zealots your way, Vultures are going to be the way to go. That said, Dragoon coming in. Did we get Singularity Charge, or did we? I feel like Bisu has kind of bypassed that upgrade for now in order to get the expansion up. Again, sooner than Flash is. So Flash's natural base is coming up about now. There's Shibi. SCV coming in for that scout. Is there expansion? Yes. Perfection. That's all I needed to know. Is there any gas yet? No? Cool. I'm going to hide back here and keep scouting, I suppose. Make sure this isn't a fake natural. Like, I don't know that we'd expect that, but, Protoss players can cancel this. And then suddenly, if they have 3 more gates inside the main, and they're hitting you with a big gateway army before you even have, a single tank out. Spider Mine upgrade. There's the Singularity Charge. Alright. All is well. Hit that like button if you're liking what you're seeing so far from this PVT featuring probably the 2 best players of all time. Oh, that block. Oh, that Vulture block. The body block to try to keep the Dragoon in range of the bunker for longer than it should have. That was great. Lost a little bit of HP there. 82 out of 100 available HP, but whatever. Nothing too game-changey there at all. Starport. Interesting. This feels like a vulture drop. Maybe with a tank? This does feel like dropship to me. Flash, he's got some shenanigans up his sleeves right now. I'm watching you. I'm watching your career with great interest. Yeah, there's the control tower. Okay. Gotta be dropship, right? Can't be Wraith. Dragoons with range are so good against Wraiths. That would make no sense. But once again, it's Flash. He can do whatever he wants. I'm not going to tell him what he can't do. Spider-Mine's getting laid all over the place. When these slow vultures. Speed's on the way, but I mean, we're not there yet. And Starport says... It is Wraith! I told you Flash can do whatever he wants, gosh dang it. Don't listen to me, Flash. Make Wraiths. For... what purpose? I don't know. Trying to snipe observers at this point? There's nothing in the air to kill with your Wraiths. And there's Dragoons everywhere. I don't see it. I do not see this. He just kill his own Spider-Mine, I guess. You didn't want the Spider-Mine to drag into the siege tank that's going to set up here, I guess. Sure. Why not? Ooh, okay. So robotics bay and a shuttle coming in. We did see a little bit of this in the Flash vs. Bisu game that I posted a couple weeks ago, so it's not a surprise. But we're going to see a little bit of Reaver dropped attemptage right now. Attemptage is not a word. Do not listen to Falcon when it comes to English sometimes. So it is a dropship. Okay, so maybe the Wraith is here just to clear out the path for the dropship to show up. I don't know. I got nothing for you right now. Confuzzled. So sees the Wraith and is like, oh, okay. Good scout, Wraith. I am making a Reaver. Okay, fine. You know what? If you're expecting dropship Reaver shenanigans out of Bisu, you're just anticipating it, a Wraith is a pretty good thing to have. It will easily shut down the shuttle, and once that happens, the Reaver is dead. So, alright, cool. I get it now. If you're anticipating Reaver drops, I can support this for sure. The big problem for Bisu is he's not been able to take a third base yet. He is, yeah, here comes that Vulture drop I was telling you about. But here's the Dragoons, and they get a couple shots off, but they kill. Okay, well, dropship's dead. Alright, that was pretty well handled. I mean, these Vultures are going to be annoying. We'll give them that. They'll kill a couple probes. Because again, two probes. These are Flash Vultures, right? Any other player Vulture is not going to be as good. New dropship getting made. Wow, Flash is like, oh, I would like to drop you, please. A whole lot. Don't mind me. Still no third base. It's 8 minutes. You can't be on even base versus Flash and feel like you're having a good time. Straight up not having a good time, in fact. There's the third at 8:20. But man, I feel like Flash at this point is working on his third command center. Gonna lift it, land it over here. It's very well protected. I mean, up this ramp, down this ramp, and you're there. Not incredibly well protected, but come on. Dropship taking the longest possible way around if he's trying to get over to here like Bisu's third. Or she, rather. Dropship pilots are female. In the pipe, 5x5, which is an Aliens reference, or Alien. I forget which movie. Yeah, I mean, you get scouted, right? So you just kill whatever you can. Because there's a Wraith around, and that is pretty good for defense. I got 2 shuttles, though. I don't know about that. I heard an observer die. Where did you die, observer? Kind of like it died to a missile turret. That's not good. That is, in fact, bad. Alright. I mean, do you continue on with this plan? Also, check this dropship out. Oh, you stopped. Okay. Okay, fine. Shuttles are coming up to join the rest of the army, which at this point, probably the best bet. Like, hang around the Dragoons, or I guess go on your own adventures. I don't know. Whatever the heck you want to do right now, Shuttles. I'm really confused about what your decision-making is at the moment. It's cool. You do whatever you want. Heading back this way, and the pylon wall. Gorgeous. Gorgeously done. lot of Dragoons. And as we've said before with these PVTs, what it often comes down to is how many tanks can you kill as Protoss? How many tanks can you keep the number down to? And if you can't, you're just going to get rolled up on. You're just going to get tanked until you die. Especially when Flash is involved. He's going to have a million tanks. He's going to have them positioned perfectly. He's going to have them be very hard to extricate from your front door at some point. Right? Bisu doing a great job just staying out of the general area, not getting too crazy about engaging into these tanks. There are spider mines and stuff too. There's a drop coming in. Trying to kill all of these supply depots. I sort of love it. Actually, this is, wow, 4 supply depots down would be massive. One more hit. No, he can't get it. But I'm gonna kill the supply depots without my Reaver. Stupid siege tanks coming in. Oh, and all the supply depots survive. That is rough. Went for high risk, high reward. That shuttle is dead to missile turrets. But we did get some zealot bombs on top of these tanks. Gonna kill 2 or 3 of them. Okay, so tanks on the right side are completely gone. Tanks on the left side are reduced to a number of about 3 or 4, 5. There's one on the back of the wall here, too. Bisu decides to make the trades. We are sacrificing Dragoons to keep this tank count low, and we are pushing. Oh, Spider-Mine combined with Siege Tank hit. Pretty good. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So that was a bunch of tanks down. The tank count has been reset to 2. There are 2 tanks right now for Flash. He's got a 3rd base rolling, which is nice. There's some zealots cruising in, but there's enough spider mines and like enough vultures that no, it's not going to happen here. So it's 125 damage for a spider mine, and zealots have exactly 160 HP. Okay, so zealots coming into the 3rd base of Flash. This feel like an evacuation moment? I don't know. No, there's enough vultures in here to really cause problems. With the siege tank getting a few early shots off and then vultures behind it, the zealots decide very wisely to back out of there. Arbiter in production here from Bisu 2. He's got all the requisite tech because of course he does. And actually, zealots getting a kill on a vulture is an interesting thing to see for sure. Flash moving into 3 additional factories under construction right now. And Bisu just, again, going for it. He is following the mantra of kill as many tanks as you can, even if you have to sacrifice army to do it. Because you will thank your future self when there are 8 tanks that show up to kill you instead of 27. It's just the truth of the matter. It's how it works. Pretty good, honestly. Tank count, is it reset back down to 3? Man, there might be 3 tanks. I guess this one is 4. Absolutely amazing. Bisu is playing this very well, but we have seen games in the past where Bisu is playing very well for the first, 13, 15 minutes, and then Flash is just Flash mode, and suddenly you're in trouble. But again, Bisu doing a great job. I don't think Flash is going to feel comfortable moving out for some time. I don't know if he's going to get these tanks necessarily. Oh, it's Dragoons coming in. Wow, so the Zealots weaken up the tanks. The Dragoons come in to finish them off. These +1 attack on the Dragoons, +2, +1 upgrades on the tanks, though, is insanely good right now. Flash's upgrades are definitely superior and going to help him in this game where he's sort of in a spot of trouble here. Right, this 3rd base is under attack quite nicely. SCV is trying to retreat from this position. Zealots hacking. Oh, Zealots just eating these guys for lunch with their +1 attack and their extra armor they start out with. There's an Arbiter. Oh, no, more Zealots. Flash. Flash is getting choked out right now, you guys. Flash fans, hold on. Hold on to your beliefs. It's not over until the fat lady sings, but this is looking pretty bad. He's down to 52 SCVs, which isn't, nothing. But this 3rd base is a complete car wreck. These supply depots are going down. Not going to supply block Flash at any time soon, but, whatever. There's this. Oh, maybe you could actually unload these Zealots in here, and kind of trying it. Kind of going for the Zealot bombs a little bit, but unsieging the tanks around, such smart play. 4th base warping in from Bisu. His 3rd base is happily mining. Thank you for asking. Vultures really need to get something done at the moment. They are cruising across the map. They've got the speed. They've got the spider mines. There's only one cannon here, which doesn't seem ample against this many vultures with +2 attack, but maybe it is. Flash size. One cannon's enough for me to back out a little bit here. So the 4th base is saved by the presence of a single cannon that Bisu started early. Smart moves. 3rd base needs to get relanded. This command center needs to go. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. All right, fair enough. I mean, it's 144 to 120 supply. This is exactly the situation Bisu planned on finding himself in this game. And he's executed the plan perfectly. He's really kept Flash on the back foot. I know it's simplistic, but it really seems like whoever the player is that keeps the other guy at home and defending for most of the game is the one who's going to win. Not all the time. Also, that's a free arbiter for some reason. Reaver, okay. Bisu back for round 2 of killing these supply depots. Got one. Hey, great victory. 1 supply depot dies. Oh, can't. The bullet, the scarab can't. Nope. Oh, that exploded? I did not think that would explode. It really didn't. Poor zealots, you're clearing out spider minefields with their bodies. That's not what they want to do. That's not what they want to do at all. Flash retakes the 3rd base. Spider minefields getting sort of cleared out with Dragoon bodies, but also with their laser arrays, their particle phase disruptor attack. There's a Reaver back here, but there are 3 tanks in the general area, so like unloading in that seems bad. Bisu's honestly pressuring so hard right now, which once again, we have seen people do this to Flash, and then he sort of just comes out of it all okay anyway, because his macro is insane. And you can kill 30 tanks, and then he just has 30 tanks 10 minutes later. Just whatever, it's fine. He's cool. It's the darkest of magics. He's working on +3 vehicle weapons, +2 vehicle armor. Shuttle? I mean, did you forget about us? Yeah, we forgot about the shuttle a little bit. Okay, free vulture. Free 2nd vulture. Maybe some free SCVs. Cup 1 free SCV. I kind of feel like you could keep going. Ah! Coming down a choke into this seems like a bad idea. Yeah, Bisu decides to back on out. Doesn't want to come down a ramp into a million siege tanks with a ton of spider mines and vultures. Thank you for asking. What is firing right now? I don't know. I can hear firings. Vultures run through the middle. They are so fast in their purple skin-tight suits. 195. It's a maxed out Bisu versus 150 supply here for Flash. Again, one of the major benefits for Terran is they can turtle pretty hard. Also, this Arbiter is just... Oh, is it the Arbiter that's been... Oh, okay, well that wiped out our little drop. Arbiter doesn't have any energy, but I don't think there's any evidence of a recall. Top right base is coming up quite nicely for Bisu, but vultures are coming in to join the party. Why didn't you roll that off? Ah! Oh, because there's 1 cannon, obviously. No need. No need. You have 1 cannon. Okay, 2 cannons and a Dragoon. Extra defense available. For 4th base from Bisu running, 5th base from Bisu running. Flash is on 3. It's not looking good. Carrier boosters is on the way, but I don't see any indication that we're going into carriers at this point. It's arbiters. We're throwing up additional gateways. We're getting additional attack upgrades. High Templar are in the mix here too. Whether it's for Archons or whether it's for actual Storm, we'll have to take a look later on. Whew, 19 minutes in. I mean, it looks like it's Bisu's game. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen, and undecided. I know betting against Flash in this situation is very difficult to do. Yeah, get out of here, Arbiter. Nobody likes you. Got the EMPs available as well. But Bisu's just on better economy. He's got so many bases rolling right now. He's got so much production available too. He's got map control. I mean, Flash is backed into this tiny little 3-base corner. He's got some spider mines, so he knows if Bisu decides to expand in this top left area, but I'm not sure that Bisu needs to right now. I think a couple shuttles with High Templar in them. I assume Storm has been researched. Based on that particular setup, you usually don't have High Templar in shuttles unless the Storm is already in your back pocket. Okay, see? Do you see what I mean about Flash and his tanks? How many tanks have died today? Decent stasis, not the greatest one I've ever seen. Right, we've lost 20 siege tanks probably in total, maybe 15. Look how many we have. It's so many more than 12. Is it? I mean, they're gonna say 20 here, right? I can't count. Counting on stream is not great. And Flash is maxed out now too. So hey, like I said, you can kind of keep Flash in a corner, but nobody keeps Flash in a corner for very long. That's a better stasis, but once again, you kind of want to stasis tanks in this particular situation. I mean, the Vulture's dying, or being out of the way is nice, but wow. 58 to 45 total workers. Are you trying to get it? Yeah, trying to get a fourth base here. Is Flash up the right side. Observer scouting this. Doesn't see there's a base here yet, but will recognize that, yeah, there's a base under construction right there. Probe's doing a very long Maynard-style transfer top right. Bisu's expanding again at the top right. I just economically look at the banks. Bisu's got 2,700 minerals and 1,000 gas in the bank. Flash is at 800 and 600, respectively. Actually, not able to kill the... Oh, kills the SCV building the command center. That's sick. That's a stupid, sick play. That's a lot of siege tanks sieging up, man. It's just... He's got all the ingredients, right? He's got the science vessels. He's got a couple Goliaths to deal with the Arbiters so they can't get super close. He's got a billion siege tanks with +3 attack. They're working on +3 armor, too. This getting delayed is pretty massive, though. I do feel like Bisu, it's his game to lose, but look at this. Look at this. When these tanks can make this cross-map journey and set up shop on top of one of your bases, it's just going to die. That said, Bisu kind of attacking the bottom side a little bit here, starting to go after a couple of these siege tanks. The Phantom Matrix does not last long enough to save that siege tank. A little bit of Storm, another Storm, there it is. Secondary Storm is coming in right now. Siege tanks at the top firing away. There's no anti-air to help them, though. There's one Goliath in that general location, and the stasis is going to wear off eventually here. But Bisu managed to keep hold of this base for a little bit longer. But for how long? I don't know that he saved it forever. Oh, DT's coming in. Scan. DT's instantly all die. It was worth a shot, I guess, but man, it's Flash. Yeah, so this, you know, top right natural base expansion is completely dead. Bisu is, again, able to replace his losses more quickly than Flash is, but Flash is getting more cost efficiency out of his units than Bisu is in general. This is what Terran is all about. They show up, nice EMP. They show up at your base and it dies. If they have enough siege tanks, it's really hard to muster up enough defense to stop this from happening. I mean, these gateways are helping to produce units for their own defense, which is nice. Also, coming around, just absolutely dropping zealots all over these siege tanks and trying to get some friendly fire splash there. Nice stasis. At the same time, zealots just kind of running into their deaths, but they are taking some of those vultures with them. Oh man, the zealot death sound is just consistently haunting here. Zealot gets up, takes out a siege tank, almost takes out another one, can't quite do it. It's 144 supply for Flash. Again, these tanks, 5 kills, 5 kills, 4 kills, 5 kills, 1 kill, 6 kills. We're just making rounds of zealots to try to wipe these guys out, but man, like, unsieged tank DPS and Goliaths are pretty good against zealots, as it turns out. Beautiful stasis here. Can Bisu take advantage of that? If he can wipe out this little group kind of trying to defend that top right army, this might work out. This is a great situation. Oh, I don't know about that stasis. He can kill the science vessel and those 2 vultures pretty easily, if you ask me. So Flash's 4th base is very important to him. He does wipe out all of the production of these top right-hand bases, and Bisu's not retaking those bases anywhere. are their SCVs over here other than to be sacrificial? I don't know. Is this getting an epic tag? This has been absolutely bonkers between these two players. Dragoon's coming down a ramp, trying to go after the third base, which is an important source of income for Flash right now. So, I mean, you don't really just want to let them run around willy-nilly. Yeah, here comes some defensive units. The top right is still getting killed by a combination of 2 unsiege tanks and a vulture. Ooh, DTs. Ah, this time the DTs work, except for this guy who's not working. Also, get this guy. Whatever, it's fine. Dragoons trying to make this work down here, killing SCVs and whatnot. And okay, we're down to 33 and 35 workers respectively. Bisu has more, but for how long is the question. Bisu, I cannot believe he has not retaken a 5th base today. This is crazy. This is a great, great match. Dragoon's not firing because sometimes that's what they do. They bug out a little bit. Okay, he had 7 kills. That's pretty good. And then just generally wandering down. Does he not have recall or does he just keep getting EMP'd? These poor arbiters. All they want to do in life is recall, man. 2 siege tanks. A siege tank. Oh, that tank going down is really important. The Dragoons coming in and just, again, focusing on the siege tanks a little bit here. Good gravy, Miss Maybe. Beast is up 115 to 99 supply. There are more tanks reinforcing from Flash. I don't even know what to tell you. Where do these tanks keep coming from? Oh, that's right. It's being on a 4-base economy as Flash. He's producing 3 tanks at a time, consistently not stopping that at all. I really feel like retaking that base is a possibility at this moment from Bisu. He needs a new source of income. He had such an advantage earlier. These arbiters are just kind of gleefully trying to kill siege tanks with their terrible, terrible phase disruptor cannon of 10 damage with a slow attack speed. Zealot's coming in. There's a turret up, which means the arbiter is actually going to get saved by his friends and some work of his own. And the base lifts off and has to retreat from this position. This has been an absolute slugfest down here. Look at this arbiter count. The arbiters are providing a lot of help in this situation, and Flash's 4th base dies. Holy smokes. Okay, that's real good stuff. Now, nobody has a bank. Bisu's up on workers 35 to 22, but he doesn't have the mineral patches to use that many workers right now, I don't think. Man, this vulture made sure this base isn't alive. These Dragoons and Zealots are waiting for the stasis to wear off. That, I mean, just has it timed, right? Has it perfectly oh, the science vessel tried to retreat, couldn't quite do it, and let's get out of there. Vultures in production, Dragoons in production. That little microcosm on the production tab seems to indicate we're looking at possibly a Bisu win here. Again, he has the upper hand right now. He's finally clearing out this top left area. He just has shown no interest in expanding up here today. And finally is. You'd think that would logically be a decent place to go, but then also you could argue that by putting his bases up this way, he dragged Flash's army up to this direction and kind of kept this left side safe for a while. Because if Flash goes on the warpath and kills this and this, then he kind of comes down and kills this base, and that would be disastrous for Bisu. So I don't know. I don't know what we're looking at here. If that was Bisu's intent, I would not be surprised at all. Trying to make sure. Is there a base down here? No. Cool. Are there multiple Goliaths? Yes. Bad. Let's get on out. Get on out. These spider mines have been here for about 20 minutes, so getting rid of them is kind of cathartic, I think, for Protoss players who are watching this game. Hit that like button. This has been so good. This has been such a good match. Whew. Hard fought. Scrappy. Both players giving it their all right now. Bisu long distance mining from his 4th base. Well, actually not long distance, but kind of backdoor mining, sort of. The command center is on the backside of the minerals, is what I'm trying to say right now. High Templar gets a storm off, gets sniped by vultures at the same time, though. Cannons defending this base pretty effectively. How's this base looking? Not great, actually. Completely undefended probes. Thank you for asking. Bisu, why? What is this? Alright, well, Bisu had a worker advantage. It's now a worker disadvantage. because he had no defense of this base and not a single cannon to be seen. He'd done so well on his previous expansion attempts, but nope. Not with that one. Flash gets a glimmer of hope here. Just a glimmer of hope. Oh, EMP catching 2 of the... Oh my gosh, did all the Arbiters just get EMP'd? Every one of the 4 Arbiters got EMP'd. That was some sick science vessel control there from Flash. Insanely good science vessel control. Another Vulture comes back. Hey look, they're back. Hey look, no cannons. And more probes are gonna die as a result. This is like Groundhog Day. Jeez, down to 20 probes at 31 minutes? Are you serious right now? This is Flash just absolutely trying to murder Bisu's economy. Just murdering it. Because Bisu refuses to throw up static defense. He can't really afford it, is one thing. I haven't seen this go over 100 minerals in some time. Or at least 150. Okay, so this is happening. Bisu's just letting it happen. He's going to try to attack into the teeth of the defense here from Flash, which I do not personally StarCraftily agree with here, but he's making it happen anyway. Getting some good wins. Tank's not in really good position to handle this. Great storm. A gorgeous level storm there. And you know what? I think it might have worked. 121 to 84 total supply. Bisu marching down confidently here. Flash wiping out Bisu's newest source of... This is getting an epic tag, and that's it. What? Bisu taps out. And Flash is your winner in 32 minutes and 2 seconds. What? I'm never, ever, ever a fan of when a player taps out when their attack fails. I understand they have a better sense of the situation of the game than I do, right? They can understand exactly what the situation is in a snapshot way faster than I can. But seriously, dude, what? I get you're down to 7 Dragoons over here. I know your new source of income is gone. I understand that. I guess there are like 3 siege tanks and spider mines in this area, and a bunker you have to get through, and all of your arbiters got EMP'd. All right, fair enough. Fair enough on the tap out. What a sick game from Flash. Again, on the back foot, lost countless tanks, lost his 3rd base once, right? 3rd base dead, lost his 4th base once, got Reaver dropped a couple times to pretty decent effect. And there were a few big engagements that Bisu just won. Flash did make it easier for himself by killing this base and killing this base pretty easily. And then kind of reestablishing this 4th as well as he could. Bisu just not doing enough to defend this base, I think, was just fatal. I think not taking the time to throw up like 2 cannons or like 1 cannon and a Dragoon here, it would have made all the difference, right? These Vulture attacks, it was almost desperation from Flash to send these Vultures across the map, run them through Dragoons, lose a few of them, and have enough to wipe out this mineral line, as well as the defending Dragoon, and actually take down the Nexus too with +3 attack. Which that don't usually see Vultures do that, but you know, they're Flash Vultures, so they can do what they want, right? Sick. I mean, you clicked on this because it was Flash. You clicked on this because it was Bisu, and those of you who clicked on it because it was Flash are not disappointed with the display he put on here today. That is... Oh, magnifique. Epic tag earned. No questions. None whatsoever. Just incredible back and forth. Man. Okay, so end of the day, 210,000 points for Flash, 219 for Bisu. Again, another game where the loser has a higher score. Doesn't happen all the time. Whew, but 144,000 points here on units. Way outproduced. Like, this is not what you want to see if you're a Protoss player, is getting outproduced this heavily by your Terran opponent. It's really hard to win games when this is what it looks like. Because, yeah, you kill the same number, but guess what? There are so many left over because of the Produce tab. buildings constructed and raised are about even, which is very interesting, very indicative of an epic-style game. I do forget to mention this is an RJB cast, obviously. RJB sent me this replay. Again, please check him out, RJB TV on YouTube. If you like the Brood War, leave a comment. Tell him that Falcon sent you. Bisu, more gas mine, more minerals mine, more total spent, right? He just had those top bases for longer. He had his 4th base up sooner. He had more resources. How does this translate to units produced? I guess vultures are cheap. He made more vultures maybe than zealots. I don't know, man. It is crazy. Crazy, impressive game there for Flash. But it's Flash. Like, how... I mean, how good does Flash have to be to exceed your expectations is always the question, right? Man. That was incredible. All right, well, that right there is gonna be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered and an epic Flash versus Bisu game. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.